The future of survival. This remarkable information shield that has repeatedly saved our species now stands before challenges it wasn't designed to handle. When extinction risk experts analyze our current vulnerabilities, they consistently identify one critical weakness that, if unaddressed, could render all our technological progress meaningless against the unprecedented threats of the coming century. The existential threats humanity faces today are fundamentally different from those of our past. Climate change operates across decades and centuries, with complex feedback loops our brains didn't evolve to perceive. Engineered pandemics could spread globally within days through our interconnected travel networks. Artificial intelligence systems operate at processing speeds millions of times faster than human thought. These modern challenges expose the limitations of communication systems that evolved for small group survival in relatively stable environments. During the COVID-19 pandemic, researchers at the Oxford Internet Institute documented how critical public health information became distorted as it moved through digital networks. Vital guidance about transmission prevention competed with misleading claims that received up to 8 times more engagement on major social platforms. This dynamic created dangerous information vacuums precisely when coordinated action was most needed. This vulnerability extends beyond singular events. The Millennium Alliance for Humanity and the Biosphere at Stanford University conducted scenario planning exercises modeling how various existential threats might unfold. In 76% of their simulations, communication system failure served as the critical vulnerability multiplier that transformed manageable crises into extinction-level events. The initial threat rarely proved fatal. Instead, the breakdown of collective sense-making prevented effective response. When the Future of Humanity Institute at Oxford University surveyed 284 experts on existential risk, they ranked information hazards and coordination failures as more dangerous than the direct impacts of climate change, nuclear weapons, or pandemic disease. As one researcher explained, the primary threat isn't that we lack technologies to address these challenges. It's that we lack the information systems needed to deploy them effectively when it matters most. Historical evidence supports this conclusion. Archaeological records from collapsed civilizations consistently show they maintained their physical infrastructure while their information systems deteriorated. The Late Bronze Age collapse around 1200 BCE saw technically advanced societies disintegrate not because they lost their metallurgical capabilities, but because their administrative and diplomatic communication networks fragmented under pressure from environmental changes and population movements. More recently, the Soviet Union maintained its industrial and military capabilities until its final days, but failed when its information systems couldn't accurately process economic and social realities. Its communication infrastructure privileged certain types of information while suppressing others, creating fatal blind spots that prevented adaptation to changing conditions. Can our information systems evolve quickly enough to meet today's unprecedented challenges? The Center for the Study of Existential Risk at Cambridge University has identified scalable cooperation as humanity's central adaptation challenge. Their research indicates that information systems must evolve to allow billions of people to coordinate responses to threats operating at planetary scales and across generational timespans. The Global Priorities Institute at Oxford has identified 3 critical features that next-generation information systems must possess: truth-tracking capability, error correction, and incentive alignment. Truth tracking ensures information accurately represents reality. Error correction allows systems to identify and fix mistakes. Incentive alignment ensures that contributing accurate information benefits both individuals and collective survival. Current systems fall short on all 3 counts. Social media algorithms optimize for engagement rather than accuracy. Scientific publishing faces replication crises in multiple fields. News media prioritizes immediate audience reaction over long-term informational value. Government communications often sacrifice transparency for political advantage. Promising experimental models are emerging to address these shortcomings. The Metaculus prediction platform has demonstrated that properly structured collective forecasting can outperform even expert judgment on complex questions. During the pandemic, their aggregate predictions of case numbers, vaccine development timelines, and variant emergence consistently outperformed official projections. The effective altruism community has developed red teaming protocols that systematically expose weaknesses in important ideas before they're implemented. By creating dedicated spaces for constructive criticism, these systems help identify potentially fatal flaws that might otherwise go undetected until crisis moments. Most ambitious are efforts to create what researchers call epistemic infrastructure, institutions that generate reliable knowledge as their primary function, independent of market or political pressures. These include verification systems that can operate at internet scale and speed, truth-tracking metrics that create accountability for information quality, and protocols that help populations identify manufactured controversy versus genuine scientific uncertainty. The Nuclear Threat Initiative recently conducted tabletop exercises simulating an engineered pandemic. In scenarios with fragmented information systems, even when effective medical countermeasures existed, death tolls reached catastrophic levels because those tools couldn't be deployed in coordinated fashion. When the same scenarios included robust information-sharing networks, death tolls decreased by over 70%. Similarly, climate adaptation modeling demonstrates that regions with higher quality information flows about environmental changes consistently outperform regions with superior physical infrastructure but poorer communication systems. The crucial factor isn't having climate-resistant buildings, but ensuring populations receive accurate, actionable information about when and how to use them. Perhaps most concerning are scenarios involving artificial intelligence. The Machine Intelligence Research Institute has identified value alignment as the central challenge in AI safety, ensuring systems pursue goals compatible with human flourishing. This challenge is fundamentally about communication. How do we articulate human values with sufficient precision that machines can understand and preserve them? Our ability to solve this problem may determine whether AI becomes humanity's greatest ally or its terminal threat. What makes these information failures so dangerous is that they can render our most powerful physical technologies useless or even harmful. We possess the agricultural capability to feed everyone on Earth, yet millions starve due to distribution failures rooted in information problems. We have vaccine technologies that could eradicate numerous diseases, yet preventable illnesses persist partly due to trust and communication breakdowns. In our ancestors' world, communication served primarily to coordinate small groups in immediate physical environments. Today, it must coordinate billions across planetary systems over extended time frames. Bridging this coordination gap may be humanity's defining challenge in the coming century. Looking back across the ages, we've witnessed how communication, not physical prowess, has repeatedly saved humanity from extinction. From ancient oral traditions preserving life-saving knowledge to complex warning networks protecting communities from disaster, our survival has hinged on our ability to share critical information. Today, as we confront climate change, emerging diseases, and technological risks, strengthening these communication systems remains vital. Societies that survive will accurately transmit warnings, coordinate responses, and preserve solutions across generations and borders. Our future depends on clearer signals, faster networks, and reliable information exchange, the invisible lifeline connecting our past wisdom to tomorrow's survival.